guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we are, I'm going to be starting a series on my channel, a zodiac sign makeup tutorial series. And I don't know how long it's gonna take, or what products we're gonna use up, or nothing. So let's get started with Aries. I'm doing it in the order that I know it in, so Aries all the way to Pisces. But there's some people who will start with Aquarius. But I'm starting it with the way I know it. And I should get my little mirror out. I forgot. Alright, I got my little powder with the mirror, and I forgot to get a powder out. Speaking of powder, I don't think I have powder yet. Alright. So we're going to use the e.l.f. Brala first to glue our eyebrows down. Not glue them down, but you know what I mean. And I do have my makeup wipes. I don't think I'll be able to use this for all of the tutorials. Maybe like the first 3 or 4. That's about it. I'm just really making sure they're glued down. Make sure it's a laminated look, whatever you want to call it. Because this is a Aries tutorial, so there's going to be some colors I wouldn't normally use in any of these makeup tutorials. Because this is the series that I'm going to focus on first. I'm not going to do anything in between. This is what I'm going to focus on. And since I didn't do a tutorial yesterday because I was trying to let my eyes and face kind of heal, that's what I want to use from the doing tutorials every day. I'm going to have to start doing tutorials every day tomorrow, and it'll be this series. And then after this series, I'm not changing brushes. The series, all the brushes I'm using for this series, and then we'll change them afterwards. And then I'm gonna also go through all of the products I still have left, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of products left. So I'll show you all the products I have left after doing this series, and then I'll try and see if I can do another series on this channel. Not sure I can. As in order to do another series on this channel, I'm gonna have to have a lot of So pretty much, just cleaning my spoolie out now. So now we're going to go into eyeshadow primer, which is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Full Wear Concealer in the shade Ivory. I think this is going to be a better match. Or no, the one that's my actual match is going to be a better match. Just for the fact that I only use this concealer under my eyes if I really have to. Say I'm not using the e.l.f. concealer. Then I use this under my eyes. But normally I'm using this as an eyeshadow primer. So then I'm like, there's no point. I'm missing a sponge. Okay, it's on the floor. I never picked it up. Hold on. Seems like this dries really fast. I don't see it at the moment, so I'm gonna use my Total Face Sponge today. Okay. And then I'm gonna do my other eye, and then we'll set it with powder really quick, and then we'll get into eyeshadow. Which this is the part, one of the parts. This is one of the parts where you're gonna see me do something different that I never do, or and use stuff that I never do. That's what I meant. You're gonna see me use an eyeshadow palette that I really haven't used on my channel yet, or a couple that I really haven't used, and they're also colors that I normally don't use. What I'm gonna do tonight is I'm gonna look for that Camel concealer sponge so I can use that tomorrow. But today we're gonna use the sponge. So now I'm going to take the Real Techniques setting brush. We're gonna take the Maybelline Fit Me loose finishing powder, and we're going to set my eyelids. Which is full coverage. The concealer is full coverage, so it's I'm gonna add a little bit more powder to the left eye, just a little bit more. I really know what concealer set. So concealer is set. So now we're gonna go into my eyeshadow palettes. So really quickly, we're gonna go into the LA Colors 5 Metallic uh, eyeshadow palette in the shade Tease. We're gonna take this flat top brush. Actually, no. I'm going to take this e.l.f. smudge brush, and we're gonna go into the yellow one, the yellow shade first. And then we're just going to dab like that. And the reason I said smudge brush is so it's easier to blend. Because I want that red to really pop. So the colors you normally use for Pisces, or not Pisces, damn it, Aries, is red, orange, yellow, and white. Because Aries is one of those ones that like to seek power, loves to be powerful. So you want bold colors. And I'm just including all colors in my eyeshadow look. So just one and then including the other two and something else. And this LA Colors palette will be used a lot for tutorials for this series. The next palette I'll show you after I get done with the orange. Not so much. Alright, so now we're going to switch to the orange shade, which is right next to the yellow. And this we're just going to put on our lids. And yes, Aries likes it bold and stuff. But I'm also going to be blending a little bit, just so it's not too bold, because yeah, you want it bold for Aries, but I also like not too bold. Just for the fact that's what I like in my makeup. So what I'm gonna do is, as I do my eyeshadow, I'm going to clean up any fallout that I may get. Keep under there clean. So now we're going to go into the Too Faced Kitty Likes to Scratch shade palette. And we're going to go into Rock of Ages, which is this red ruby color. I'm gonna clean my fluffy blending brush here. If I can. Okay. So now we're gonna take this fluffy blending brush here. We're gonna dip into that color. This is the color that I'm gonna use all over my eye. Add that red boldness that Aries like. So pretty. This is a pretty shade. Why have I not used this palette a lot? And the reason I'm also blending this so I can add more, but it's not gonna get too bold. So now we're gonna blend. So pretty. And that second one, the second time, I'm not gonna blend. Okay. So then we're gonna dip into that color again. And we're gonna add. Now that I like blended it out, it looks more pink than red. But it is red. It's just the way I blended it out, it made it look pink. It is a red shade. And then we're gonna dip into more of that shade. And we're gonna do the other eye. Same way. And then we're going to blend it out. And we're using the e.l.f. blending eye brush to blend that out. Or I am, sorry. I'm saying we. And yes, that concealer is still kind of showing, but that's fine. So I want a little bit of concealer showing for the contrast. So I've been wanting to do this the zodiac sign series for about a year now, and I just never have. But I'm like, you know what? Might as well, because I need to use um this makeup up. So I'm like, might as well. And then we're going to go into the shade again. We're going to use this flat top brush. We're going to put it on our lid as well. Like I said, this shade goes all over the eye because this is what you would want for Aries. It's a really pretty shade. So there you go. don't have any mascara and you can't use black for Aries. Anyways, that's one of the colors you should always avoid for Aries. So I'm not using that color, so I'm not using any eyeliner. So after this, our eye look is done. And I think underpainting for this will look so much better. Or no, our eye looks better. I got one more thing to do. But I think underpainting for this would be so good. Because you don't want to draw attention to the whole look. You want to draw attention more to the eyes than anything in your makeup for Aries. So you want to make sure the rest of your face is really blended out. Okay. So last thing, we're going into the CoverGirl Eye Enhancer Shadow. I need a drink really quick. Because you can use white for Aries, and we're going to use the Eco Tools large eyeshadow brush to apply this. We're just lightly tapping it on, making sure to clean up any fallout. And it does kind of take away from that red a little bit, but it's fine because it still draws attention to the eyes. Because the red is still there. It's just not as, I guess it kind of blends in with the red now. From like a distance, it blends in with the red, but when you look up close in a mirror, it just sits on top. But it doesn't like take away from it. Alright. So now our eyes are done. And now we're ready for base. So we're going to go into the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, which, if I do have the other one, for when we do use this one up, because the base for each one is pretty much the same, besides maybe a couple differences, and you'll see that in tomorrow's zodiac sign. need another wave because it's dirty and sticky because of the power grip. So we're gonna let that sit for a minute. And then we're going to go into the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer, which I do have a backup of this in here, just in case. I don't know really about using this one up. There's a few products like I'm like, yes, I'll use it up in this series. This is one of the ones that I'm not sure I will. But we'll see if I do. And if I do, I have the backup. If I need it. If it's like at the end of the series when I do Pisces, then I just have the other one for other tutorials. So we're going to let that sit for a minute. Alright, so we do need a little bit of this. So it's the Neutrogena Prep and Correct Primer. And we pretty much need it. We've been using it. Once I started doing my makeup or my skincare routine more often, so I've been just forgetting. Once I get that going again, this will be done. All this redness will be gone. I won't need this primer anymore. But until then, I will need this primer, and I'm hoping to use it up when we're trying to get the skin forever routine done. Like I said, pretty much base is going to be the same, besides foundation. And then when we use up the power grip, it'll be the other power grip. That's it. And that's going to be the same. So, set for a minute. And then we're going to go into the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. Because this is like a peachy orange, but it's still kind of orange. So this will work. And this is going to be used for all of them too. And I'm using my Real Techniques soft accent brush to blend this out. I just love the way that the brush blends it out because it blends it out so much better. And it can actually be used as a foundation if need be. And that's for another time. And I also do have backup of glowing products if we need it. backup with glowy products, I have the backup. I have backup of pretty much everything. And the powder blush is going to change because it just depends if you can use orange or not, or peachy orangey color or not. If you can't use orange, I'm going to have to use the other one. Other than that, I'm like, there's going to be some changes. Like where you can't use dark brown for Aries. So I can't use contour today. But there's going to be days that I can use the contour. There's going to be days I can't use either of them. Bronzer or contour. Like, there's going to be some things that I know for sure I'm not going to use up. And no matter if I can use orange or not, I'm going to use this. So I just want, and it really doesn't look too orangey, it just looks glowy. And it will pop through. Eventually, the other day, it did show through. The full glow did show through. Like, at the end of the day, I think I was, like, not super glowy, but I was almost there to super glowy. But I didn't mind it because it was the end of the day, so it was like I was wearing it a long time. So, yes, underpainting does work. And it works better. Sorry, my arm itches. Alright, so now, going to go into the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And this one I do have backup too, because more than likely I am going to need it. So I just help if I have it. And I do have backup of like I said, I do have backup of a lot of things. Now there's some things I don't have backup of, and that's probably just because I don't have it. Like, this is making this look more matte, but the glow is still showing through the concealer. So it does come back. It does. The glow does come back. Again, today I'm gonna be super glowy at the end of the day. Because I don't think I'm going anywhere today. So I might want to like check with people, make sure we're not going anywhere. Because then if we're not going anywhere, then I'll wear this makeup out. Or I will wear this makeup all day. And just really see the glow coming through already. So that is how fast this glow comes back. And if you want to make it to like where the glow never leaves, use less concealer or don't use concealer at all. And just go in with, if you want to do underpainting, with what you're using to underpaint with. And if you're not doing underpainting, your foundation. Whatever foundation you're wanting with. Let me tell you, that e.l.f. sponge is a really great investment. And now they have a lot of different options. e.l.f. has a lot of different options for actual beauty sponges like this. They have an angled one, they have a precision one, they have this one which is the total face sponge, and then they also have one for concealer, which is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge, and then they have a baking sponge, which was over there. I don't know if it works anymore. But I just used my Real Techniques powder buff to bake. Alright, so now we're going to go into cream bronzer, which is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer and Tan Lines. And I'm using just this regular concealer brush. So we're just going to do lines around my face and blend it out with the sponge. Want it to show through. So then we're going to use whatever's left on the brush to do our cheeks. Kind of bronze our cheeks up where we would normally contour. And the reason I'm blending this one out, because like I said, you want to focus on the eyes. Now tomorrow, and letting you know now, tomorrow it's going to be a different story. I'll still blend it, but I won't blend it as much as I'm doing today. Tomorrow you're still going to be able to see everything, and it's going to look grungy and look more like earth, an earthy look. So tomorrow I'm not underpainting. I don't. Yes, I am. I am underpainting, but with the powder bronzer as well. I'm gonna make it look earthy. Okay, I'm not. I'm leaving my nose alone. Now we're gonna go into cream blush, which is the Maybelline Cheek Heat and the shade Nude Burn. Thought this would be a more appropriate blush color for today. Because you can build it up if you need to. And it just goes with this look. Now we're going to use this white sponge that I use for blush and highlighter, which I'm not going to use it for highlighter anymore. I'm only using it for blush. After we're going for tomorrow's look, I think tomorrow I'm also going to use this blush just for the fact of tomorrow is more earthy look. So this would be better because this is a nude blush, so it would look more earthy. So now we're gonna go into highlighter, which is the NYX Away We Glow liquid highlighter, which is a pinky highlighter, but it looks more white on my skin. So then this one we're gonna use the flat part of the sponge just to blend it down. But from now on, whatever beauty sponge I'm using, whether it's this one, the Real Techniques, or the one from Dollar General, like you want a bold highlighter because, like I said, this is one that like bold, powerful looks. But I'm just blending it out because I feel like what I would interpret a Aries makeup look is more focus on the eyes, less focus on the rest of the face. So I would interpret, like, you can agree or disagree with me, this is just the way I would interpret an Aries makeup look. So what I'm doing is I'm doing it the way I would interpret, because I don't know if there's a right or wrong for Aries or zodiac makeup in general. But I don't know. So I'm just doing it the way I would think an Aries or a Taurus or whatever makeup look would go. How it would look. So now we're going to go into the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and the Rimmel London Stay Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation in the shade Light Porcelain. So I'm only using a little bit at a time. So remember, we don't need as much foundation with underpainting. This brush still smells like soap. soap I use. Look at that. Now we need a little bit more. And I'm gonna have a special place for these dirty brushes. I don't know where yet. The other nice thing about underpainting is yes, you don't need as much foundation as you normally would if we weren't doing the underpainting. But also, and I look like a ghost right now on camera. I'm scared to like even touch this. So I'm like flicking it. I forgot my chin. I will add more coverage and stuff. As what are you doing? Mm-hmm. So using this foundation today, found like this is the best shade for an Aries because it's not too dark to where it would look earthy, but it's not too bright where it would draw attention away from the face or the eyes. Sorry, so I'm not doing my ears today. I learned that it's best I don't do my ears because it gets inside my ears and then I end up not being able to breathe. Alright, so now we're going to go into the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm. And this is the best shade for any zodiac sign because it's my shade. So I'm gonna start putting some of this back. Like whatever can fit, whatever fits on the top. Then I have it, and then I have this. Alright, so going to use this sponge. Alright, So now we're going to kind of let this sit and dry, and then I'm not sure if we're gonna bake tonight, but I'm gonna have to really do a light set to make sure everything doesn't move if we do bake. I'm gonna do a light set for sure, and then we'll see what it does. And the reason I'm keeping everything in my tackle box is so I can go through everything really quickly. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm getting a little bit of powder, and I'm getting my setting brush, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the setting brush to set my under eyes. My makeup's not separating now, so I guess I figured out the trick that we probably have to underpaint with this foundation. Because now, like, I've been touching it. So now I'm going into my e.l.f. powder brush, and it's not causing it to separate. It's not causing it to lift. And I don't think we need to bake today. I think a light set will be enough. Except on my lip area. My lip area did kind of separate. That looks horrible. I want more coverage on that area. Not less. So what's gonna have to happen in that area? I'm just gonna have to leave it alone. I'm still gonna set around it. And I think it's just because I'm using too big of a brush, too. I feel like if I move down to my make it look more separated. Oh well. Now I still gotta set my neck. So we're gonna do a little more powder. And I also got backup for this powder. powder bronzer and powder blush, and then lipstick, and then setting spray, and then we'll be done, and I can upload this video and be done with Aries, and we can move on to the next one. So now we're going to go into the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer and Forever Sunkissed. So remember, we're going to lightly do this today. Tomorrow, a different story. Tomorrow, we really want that bronzer. Why is my nose itching? Maybe there was. So, I still want a little bit of a bronzed look, but not too earthy. That's for tomorrow. With our Aries. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love the zodiac signs. I love all that stuff. So this is my favorite thing. So now we're gonna go into the e.l.f. Primer Infused Matte Blush and Always Cheeky, and my Real Techniques blush brush, and we're going to really get that blushy look. So now we're going to go into this random red lipstick that I got for Halloween last year. Alrighty. Lipstick is done. Now we got setting spray, which is the e.l.f. Stay All Night. Alrighty. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.